about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on, everybody, put your hands up.
Jazzy Joe Entertainment presents
India Mixmasters. Jazzy Joe meets top Indian DJ. Here we go.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Hi everyone, welcome to this web series and episode of Jazzy Joe Meets India's Mixmasters, the web series where I talk to the leading top DJs in India. In each episode, we feature one top leading Indian DJ and we ask him a few questions about his career, his life and his views about music and clubs in India. I hope you will all enjoy and support my humble effort in talking to India's Mixmasters. This time, I'm talking with another one of India's unique and popular disc jockeys. Dear friends, I'm happy and proud to present one of India's greatest Mixmasters, the DJ Don of Pune, and my dear friend Yusuf Kapasi. Based in Pune, DJ Yusuf Kapasi is one of the most loved and sought after DJs in India who is known for his versatility. Pune's most respected DJ, his spirit is contagious and he believes in playing music that is deep, passionate and enchanting. He is a complete entertainer and performer and has excelled in everything that he has done so far as a music producer, DJ maestro, programming and music consultant to several companies, hotels, clubs and private functions. He is also the owner of Spinolution, a music sound and consultancy firm that provides professional corporate solutions to large companies like Airtel, HSBC, WNS, Poonawalla, Venky's and many more. He is also a trainer, employer and a manager to over 20 DJs who play at clubs like High Spirits, Eureka, Coco, Penthouse, Ales, Brews, Ciders, Oakwood and Pasha. He also sources rental equipments and installations in Pune and beyond. Alright guys, here he is, India's Mixmaster, the DJ Don of Pune and my dear friend Yusuf Kapasi. Hi Yusuf, how are you?
Hi Jazzy, how are you?
It's been a long seeing you after a long time.
It's great to see you and thank you for having me on your show, Jazzy.
Let's begin right from the start. How did you get into DJing?
Jazzy, I grew up with a lot of music at home thanks to my brothers. You know, they were into music and I think over a period of time they all left and the music lingered. It was with me and you know, I just enjoyed listening to music. And how I got into DJing was actually an accident. I used to dance in between those fashion shows with some in those groups. I had my own group. You know, in between the when we used to do these fashion shows, there would be these balls that would happen after the fashion show, and a DJ would be playing. I'm talking about 92. So there were only 3 or 4 DJs that time who would play. And you know, after these fashion shows, people would be dancing and I would be glued to the DJ. I would leave my girlfriend and I would be standing next to the DJ and I would just see how he's mixing and how the tracks would blend into one another, and I was very fascinated by this. So you know, I just decided one day that I should start supplying sound to these fashion shows, and after these shows I should start playing. So that's how I got into the sound business. And it so happened one day a friend was having a party and the DJ didn't turn up, or just a couple of hours before he said, I can't make it. And he said, what do I do? And I said, I can try. And, you know, that's how I just took over the console, and people had a great time. And I realized I'm not bad at this. So that's how it happened.
This was in Pune?
Yes, in Pune at the Residency Club.
Okay.
And because I played at that club, the owners of the club were around and they heard me and they offered me a job. So in 1995, I got my first residency. It was called Scuba Doo, and it was under a swimming pool.
Do you remember any of your earlier clubs?
I've played at almost all the clubs over here, but around that time there was 10 Downing Street and Black Cadillac, and this club which was called Scuba Doo. 10 Downing Street and Black Cadillac, although were more like a pub, they didn't have a designated dance floor. But the Scuba Doo had like a huge dance floor, and I remember we were the people who started the afternoon parties. And we used to draw like almost 1,000 people at that time.
Oh, wow.
On Sunday afternoon. So
yeah, jam sessions. I remember they were called jam sessions.
Yeah.
You had a music store, right? By the name of Festival.
Yes, around.
So that's something unique. Tell me about that. How did it feel to be on that side of the industry? Not just playing music, not just making people dance, but also personally interacting with them when they came to buy music. How was that?
People wanted that quality, that sound, and I knew they can't afford it. And I was building my collection. So, it was like offering something to them. They would come and rent a CD. It was more like a CD library.
Ooh,
and so it was fun interacting. I got to know a lot of different artists and albums which I didn't know about myself. They would come and say, "Can you get us this CD? We've heard about," and then I would buy that. And depending on how many times it would go on rent, that's how I would make my money. We would charge something like 30 or 50 rupees for a rent.
Since you were renting out music and you were mixing music, what about yourself? What were your favorite genres? If I ask you for 3 top favorite genres, which would they be?
I used to listen to a lot of easy listening stuff, when I was small with my brothers. So that time it was Peter Gabriel and Aha and all that kind of stuff. So I like listening to that when I'm on my own. But if you're talking about playing music, I like playing house music a lot. That's the first sound that is very appealing. And then underground, I like melodic house and techno. And a little bit of hip hop, but mostly I like playing underground music.
And what about your favorite places to play? You played all over India. I remember we went all over the country in our Mixmasters tour many years back. And we went all over the country with our team of DJs performing together. But if I were to ask you your favorite places, maybe in India, maybe abroad, the top 3 favorite venues, which would they be?
Obviously my hometown is my first city where I really, because I got the most amount of support and appreciation in my own city. So for me, Pune is number 1.
Okay.
And the other cities, I think Bangalore was good. I found the crowd, they're very up for it and very open to new music. So I enjoyed playing there. And of course, Goa. It would be Pune, Bangalore, and Goa.
Everybody loves Goa.
And thank you, Jazzy. Mixmasters was a lot of fun. I met you guys, and those friendships are still so good. I'm in touch with Sanjay, and it was a laughter riot. We went to so many clubs, and the way you handled everything. We had a blast. I mean, we didn't know what we were going to do, but the minute I think you would start with the hip hop, and then one by one
Yes,
we would
yes.
just start playing, and it was just, it was really nice. So thank you for including me in that Mixmaster tour.
Very true, Yusuf. What a great concept that was, Mixmasters. And it
Yes,
was a
of
great
course.
fun for all of us.
Yes.
And
Yes.
okay, I want to ask you, you've seen over the years, you've seen so many changes in the club, in the way people party, in the music. What do you feel? Has it been all for the best in the equipment? The equipment has changed so much, you know. So what do you feel? Do you feel that time was a bit better in certain aspects, or do you think now it's easier for more and more talented people to become DJs? What do you feel about it?
I mean, I have mixed thoughts about these, Jazzy. You know, back then it was not easy to source your music. It was a lengthy process. You know,
Yeah.
and to get your hands on some good music, you had to wait. You know, it would get released. I remember I couldn't afford that kind of, you know, buying those singles. So I used to go to some friends. I used to go to Mumbai and record them. And I remember I used to spend all my earnings, you know, on these CDs and the music. But right now, I mean, it's so quick. Everything is like one click away. You know, you just go online and flick through the crates and then you choose. So I think it's very quick, and somewhere you lose the music is not as special now because it's just so easily accessible. You go online, you even get it free. You don't have to pay for it. So in those ways, I think you know, we've lost that value for music. It's not as special as it used to be because of this. But having said that, you know, it's made life easy and convenient. And you know, you can carry all your music on a pen drive in your pocket. You don't need to carry those huge case logics with you and spend time looking for tracks. So I mean, they have the good and the bad.
Very true. I remember I still do. I love to carry the LP records. I'm someone who did not go beyond LP records. You know, once you go black, you don't go back. So
yes, true.
I'm still with the LP records. So carrying them is a bit of a challenge when you look at the pen drive. You know, so that is very true. But yes, definitely, I think there have been a few changes which have been good, because the thing I like about these times is that talented people who want to be DJs find it easier to do so. You know,
in that way, yes.
It was very difficult. When I was looking for a job, it took me 8 months to get a job in Delhi, because you couldn't be a DJ. There were limited clubs, there were limited DJs. You couldn't get a job until somebody died or somebody went abroad. You know,
That's true.
So times I relate to what you say, and I agree with you. The times have changed, something good, something bad. You know. And today, Yusuf, I know that you have a company of your own, and you are teaching a lot of young guys. You are promoting a lot of young guys. You are handling a few clubs, you know, in Pune and beyond. So, what is that like? How has life changed for you as an artist?
As an artist, I still, you know, the most amount of joy I get is by playing music.
Yes.
But I get when these were offered to me and people said, can you give us some DJs? And so then I got into this business as well, and I realized this was fun. I mean, not every club or every lounge or bar wants to spend that kind of money. So then I thought of this, that I'll manage accounts for people, and it's very challenging because everyone has a different character, different personality the space has. You know, some say we want to cater to the older crowd, so then you need to send someone who plays retro and a little bit of R&B. Some say we want more lounge. So I found it very challenging, and I took that And I started training DJs, and I started providing this service to clubs as well. I was managing about 11 places before the pandemic, so it gets a little crazy, but it's good.
And Pune is one of the places I love performing in Pune. I love playing music in Pune because, like Bangalore in India, Pune is another city where a DJ who knows his music cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. The people really love music. It's not a show off kind of a thing. They know their music.
Yeah, we had a lot of foreigners thanks to the Osho ashram back then.
Yeah.
So, Pune crowd was used to the international music, especially trance music. So we always had those foreigners here, and I think, that helped the city. The people were more aware. So, yeah. And right now, of course, there's a lot of awareness, of these genres and music, and people know the names of tracks, which earlier used to not happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very true. That takes me to my next question. The top 3 tracks that rock Pune, no matter what, which would they be? All time top 3 tracks. You cannot go wrong with these 3 tracks. What would they be? They can be house, they can be hip hop, they can be commercial.
See, there'll always be David Guetta in the recent, if you have to say, which always works. And I'm talking from a commercial clubbing.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about retro music, then it's Madonna's Like a Prayer. You play it anytime and, people will dance. And I think a couple of hip-hop tracks like Lighthouse Family High, so people will always sing along. And again, I'm talking from, not the recent times. I'm talking about 10, 15 years back. So if that crowd is around and you'll play this, it'll always work. The young crowd is also now getting used to the old school and hip hop tracks. Even they know what these tracks are.
Yeah.
Nowadays. Yeah.
Very true. That is what the internet has done, It has brought music much, much closer to people. Even the retro music, they know more about it than they, used to know, because it was so difficult to get information, to listen to music, 20 years back. But now it's at the touch of your finger. And what about your future plans, Yusuf? What do you want to do now? You've done so much. You've played music, you've taken care of clubs, you've taken care of younger DJs, you've sold music, you've done so much. You have guided people nearly 3 decades now. What more do you want to do now? What are your future plans?
I want to produce music. It's something that I always wanted to do. And because, sitting on a chair for hours and, that's the only way you can go about making music. So that is why I used to not do it, or I would start and give up after 2 months or 3 months. But, thanks to the pandemic, now I had no other option. So I used to sit and I kind of again started making music. So that's something I want to do.
And what about the younger DJs? If I were to ask you to give a message to the younger DJs and to the people who are inspired from your journey, watching you perform like I have, the inspiration that people like me have from you.
I'm inspired by you. Jazzy, everything you do has a lot of passion. So that's something to take from you. My message, firstly, I'm very grateful to my city and the people who supported me and appreciated my music. My message to aspiring DJs would be, pick up a residency, try to understand the craft well, instill the certain habits and responsibilities that will, give you a solid foundation. And don't get too lost in social media. Let it be about the music also. And, don't just follow music by genres and BPMs and mixed in key. Just trust your ear and follow your heart.
What a great message, Yusuf.
Thank you.
I think that's one of the greatest messages I've had on these episodes. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Thank you for taking out time.
Thank you.
I know you're a
pleasure.
busy man. I know you're a busy
Not at all. It was just these past few months that have been a little hectic, but
it has been wonderful. It has been wonderful having this chat with you. Thank you so much, brother. Take care.
Thank you, Jazzy, for having me. Take care. Bye.
And now we come to the end of this episode featuring Indian Mixmaster Yusuf Kapasi and his insights into his life and love for music. Do tune into our next episode, which will once again feature another Mixmaster who has been rocking India. I hope all of you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please subscribe to this channel and like and share this video so that others can appreciate these great Mixmasters too. You can also send any questions, suggestions or feedback to this email jazzyvinyl@yahoo.com. For all music lovers and DJs watching, enjoy and get inspired. Till next time, have fun and join the Mixmasters who will rock you forevermore.
India Mixmaster. Jazzy Joe, me, top Indian DJ. Here we go.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.